As the Great Crusade was launched from Terra and spread through the galaxy, few threats encountered by the newly founded Imperium of Man were as pernicious as that posed by malevolent psychers, both among renegade humans and dangerous Xenos. These threats could be terminated by raw firepower alone, though this was often costly to the Imperium in blood and treasure. The Imperium eventually turned to a special order within the Astra Telepathica, a militant organization solely consisting of women known as the Sisters of Silence. They truly deserved that name on two counts. On becoming a full member of the Order, they take a vow of silence. And also because the Order consists exclusively of those women who are silent to the warp. The Sisters are psychic nulls, women without that connection to the warp known as the soul, who suppress the very presence of the warp in real space around them. Psychers in their presence find that their powers disappear, demons shriek in pain, and even non-psychic individuals feel irrational hostility and discomfort around them. The unique talents of the Sisters made them invaluable in seeking out and apprehending Psychers before the heresy. But once Horus betrayed his master and war enveloped the galaxy, the Sisters often found themselves as frontline warriors in a nightmarish new kind of conflict. Their ability to suppress the warp around them made them amongst the Imperium's most valuable weapons against the demon hordes. They were crucial to holding back the demons in the battle in the webway below the Imperial Palace itself, and then after that in the fighting on the surface of Terra against Horus's invading hordes. This Friday, the Sisters of Silence will become the latest faction to join the battle in Horus Heresy legions, as the Imperium rallies its forces for the siege of Terra. In this video, we will take a look at the first 3 of their cards. We start with Seeker Cadre, a very interesting troop. Costing 3 energy, it has average stats of 2 attack, compensated for with 4 health. But the real value of this unit comes from its special abilities and text. Any troop damaged by it gets jammed, and it can inflict 2 damage for a mere 1 point of energy. To be very clear, even the energy ability of this unit will damage and jam a troop. This is a very, very powerful card. Most of the time, you will be able to use its energy ability to jam troops that have irritating effects, such as precognition or powerful special abilities. But when you face troops with ward, who cannot be targeted by special abilities, Seeker Cadre gives you the ability to attack them directly and thus strip ward from them, leaving them vulnerable to directed tactics and abilities. This card will make players rethink many current strategies for several factions. Before we finish, consider one other use for this squad. The text says that it will jam any troop damaged by it, not just enemy ones. So if a negative effect such as stun or poison has been applied to a friendly troop, you could target it with Seeker Cadre to purge the effect at the cost of taking 2 points of damage and using up 1 point of energy. Next, we behold the White Asps, a heavy support squad from the Sisters. Costing 5 energy, they have an excellent attack value of 6, but a very low health pool of just 3 points. This would normally relegate them to the bottom tier of cards, except for a very useful redeeming feature, a rally ability that can immediately counter many of the most powerful troops in the game. When White Asps enters play, you may destroy an enemy troop on the board that has higher attack than them. And therefore this card simultaneously performs both hard removal as well as giving you a board presence with a unit that has high attack, which the enemy player must surely focus on destroying during his or her turn, which leaves them less energy to attack your other units with or play powerful units themselves. Lastly, we have a powerful tactic card that demonstrates how lethal the Sisters are in battle, and especially to Psykers. The Cull is a 6 energy card that does 3 points of damage to all enemies on the board. This alone would make it a better, slightly more expensive version of Volcanic Instability, which does not have the risk of damaging your own troops or warlord. But there is more. Any units, including warlords, with Psyker will take 5 points of damage, which makes this even more devastating to the Thousand Suns. Yet, even this is not all. You might think that 3 points of board damage for 6 energy is not quite enough to justify that this card is an epic card, as opposed to being a common or a rare. And you would be right, because for every enemy troop destroyed, you will refill 1 point of energy. That makes this very, very powerful. Under the right circumstances, for example, you could potentially use this to a player who drops Ornatov's Barge to place 6 units onto the board. And if they are all the lower health units, you can wipe them all out with this card and get all 6 points of your energy back for it, which will allow you to then play more cards onto the board. This is one of the best area damage cards in the game, and will definitely find a home in every high-end Sisters of Silence deck. With that, we have reached the end of this video. The Sisters of Silence look like they will be able to shake up the meta by taking out many of the troops in the game who have until now been relying on special abilities to stay safe, playing in-game the same role that they played on the battlefields of the 31st millennium. So this Friday they will be playable and collectible, and I look forward to meeting you all on the battlefield with them. So, until then, thanks for watching everyone, and goodbye for now.